What's up, guys? If you didn't know, I'm the world's best trucker. Now you know. Doing a really late video today. It just occurred to me that I still haven't done a flat earth debunking type video. Or, it's not really a debunking, I'm just going to use the philosophy behind it. It's going to seem like a debunking video, and it probably is going to be. But I want to talk about the flat earth today. Yeah, just stay with me. So, as somebody who used to dive into the flat earth theory, just like a million other theories, I don't just dismiss anything. Nothing. Even if my eyes say that, oh, that's we are kind of on a flat plane, right? You look out on a Florida beach, you know, and you're looking out on the horizon and it goes forever, and then you can zoom in on your camera and you can even go farther out with binoculars and shit like that. Right? And it looks flat. So I'm gonna be like, let's give this a try, right? So I made this assertion before. What you believe becomes what is perceived, right? So if you're out in an airplane and you have a view of Earth, depending on what you believe will become your reasoning and what you are perceived. So if you believe the Earth is round, when you look out that window, even though it's curved, the window, it looks like the Earth is round. And if you're a flat-tard, no offense, kind of offensive, and you look out that window, what do you see? You see, well, okay, if the window was flat and blah, 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 and then you're thinking like a crazy man, just so you can reinstate that is actually flat, right? And you're like, oh, it's flat. It just goes on forever. You don't see that it's flat. Now, I'm going to say this really quick so this isn't a long fucking video, because I never really cared to dive into the physics and the philosophy behind these things, but I do have to say a few things, and we're going to get this all out of the way. Again, I dove into the flat earth theory for a good year, and I knew in my mind back during the time that if I believed the earth was flat, it's going to start appearing very flat to me, right? And sure enough, if I started looking at the flat earth theory and started believing everything, like even if I am pretending to believe all this shit, in some aspect you start perceiving it. It's the same thing like when the news goes up and there's an anchor man and he's telling you the news, you're going to believe it without question, right? And if you do question it, there's some part of your psyche to be like, well, they're having a lot of wildfires there in California, right? When in reality, it's not as bad as everyone makes it out to be. I mean, I have seen a lot of wildfires when I'm out west. I've seen it down in Arizona, but I'm getting beside the point. Anyways, the point is I'm getting at is that people tend to believe things when they'll perceive things based on their belief. So I remember looking at the world as if it was flat. Okay, well, and I still do this today. Like, how sure am I of it being round? I still do it all the time, and I do this with everything, right? If I have new information that debunks my previous information, I have to surrender to more valid reason and evidence. It's just how philosophy works. Otherwise, I would be in a belief structure. If you believe the earth is round, or you believe it's flat, and you're not questioning it constantly, even if we finished that debate 500 years ago, or whatever you want to say, it's still important to look into because you don't always know. There's always new theories that come out, and it's all theories, right? Even if you took a picture of something, it's based on your perception, and you have limited perception. So we have to take it as much evidence as possible. We might have instruments one day that shows that the Earth is part of a 4-dimensional scheme rather than a 3-dimensional. I mean, it's possible, right? It's just the way that we look at it turns into a picture in our mind of it being a ball. And so when we're walking on it, because of our perception, might make it look like a ball, right? I'm just throwing shit out there. Don't take it seriously, all right? Now let's get to the debunking stuff. First off, I'm going to reiterate, I've seen so much flat earth content some of it is rather appealing. Some of it actually is intelligent and valuable. But there's reasons behind it, and most of which would be okay on a round ball. Now, if we're on a round ball, some of the same flat earth type concepts, like let's say they faked the moon landing because they didn't want to, if they faked the moon landing, it doesn't mean the earth is flat. If they have a treaty of Antarctica, it doesn't mean the earth is flat. Just because you can see the Chicago skyline by the Michigan side, across the lake 30, 40 miles, doesn't mean that the earth is flat. It doesn't mean it. You might have valuable information saying that, okay, well, maybe the math isn't precise. But here we're still arguing over, there is still a dip, over water that should be flat, if you're flat tired, right? Water, you say it can't be concaved, yet where's that dip coming from, right? So there's these things that are contradictory. People want to just believe stuff because it's cool and it sounds nice. So we're going to dive into a few things, right? So one lie turns into one lie to cover up another lie, which covers up another lie, and it just sounds more and more crazy, right? So on a flat plane, a normal philosopher or normal critical thinker would be like, so on this flat plane that you think that we're on, how does the sun rise and fall? Well, I said that the earth was flat, so how would I make that up? Let's think about this. Well, if it's flat, then the sun must be a spotlight. Yeah, that's it. And it's just somehow hovering in the air. I don't remember how many fucking miles above the earth they claim, but... So you're saying there's a spotlight, and it's always above the flat plane. Okay, why can't you always see it? How does it rise and fall? Oh, right. I didn't think about that yet. That's how I look at flat earthers, or most people that make shit up. I know people that when I talk to them, and I know them very well, that if I say, hey, I'll say something like really, like, I have a stepbrother, right? And he's a liar, right? I know he lies about everything. But I'll say something to him and kind of to test him. Like, are you still lying? Are you still this way? Like, you're in your mid to late 20s. Are you still this way? So I'll say something like, because he works at what's Advanced Auto Parts, or at least he used to. And he would say things about mechanic work, and he knows all the parts and stuff. So I would say something about a truck part that I know doesn't apply to a fucking four-wheeler, and then he'll be like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. And I'll be like, thinking in my head, you're still a liar. Like, oh, and I'll be like, so where is this part? He goes, oh, well, and then he'll ask to come up with another lie to, prove his other lie was true. And then after that, and his whole life has to be remembering the lie, right? Now, if you were saying the truth and you were valuable with the truth and always being authentic, you don't always have to cover it up with a lie, right? And then you don't have to believe your lie. So the flat earthers do something similar. Then it becomes the spotlight. Okay, how does the spotlight go around the earth? Wait, it doesn't? It just stays up there and goes in a circle? Okay, let's look at the flat earth map. How does that work? Well, the UN had a two-dimensional figure on it, so let's just use that one. It has an ice wall around it. Yeah, that's it. Like, it just gets more and more ridiculous. It's a lie that covers up a lie. It's a 400-foot ice wall, or whatever it is. I don't even remember. And it holds us all in. So you're saying we're concaved? No, it's flat. Because it would be concaved to hold things in, right? On flat, it would be phew, phew, phew. So we got to come up with a ice wall, a 400-foot ice wall. But getting back to that spotlight, because I think that's rather important. Okay, so you agree there's gravity, right? So I'm going to throw a penny. It falls, right? Why doesn't that fall? If it's so close to the Earth and it's not a million miles away or whatever. It's just like right there, 5,000 miles. I don't know what it is, what they claim, but they claim it's like as far as like the moon or something, right? Okay, explain that shit. Oh, I'm just using I'm talking as if I'm talking to them, right? And I used to get so many fucking flat earthers on my channel talking about the earth is flat, this, that, and third, because I'm huge into conspiracies. I just don't take it for a YouTuber's face value, let alone the president of the United States. So I don't care who comes out and says something. I'm going to fact check that. I'm going to fucking use my evidence to figure out if that is valid or not. And I'm going to ask questions. That's what philosophers do. We don't just take shit and be like, and run with it, right? We got to go through the philosophy. That's what everything about my channel is. We dive in deep about every aspect, or at least a good chunk of them. Okay, you have a spotlight that's hovering. Okay, what's holding that thing up? Oh, it's just outside the atmosphere. Okay, well, so it's in orbit. Look at those satellites. How are those going around? How are those rising and falling? How does a plane go? If you were like, we'll go back to that Florida beach scenario. Okay, so you're in a Florida beach and you're looking east. You're looking east, and there's a plane that's going to, let's say, Africa, right? So now the plane's going to Africa. Okay, you don't see any land, and you have binoculars, right? So at first they want to claim, well, you can always see it. You can see it go all the way to Africa, but our eyes don't see that far, so we need to use instruments. Okay, I get that, because that does make sense. There's going to be shit in the way, there's atmosphere, stuff like that. But we're talking about over the horizon, right? So there's tons of studies, especially flat earthers want to do this, where they look with binoculars or with high definition cameras where they can zoom in 200 times type shit. And then or telescopes, whatever, and they zoom in on something that looks like they crossed that threshold of the horizon and it went over. But when you zoom in, the object's still there. It's just you couldn't see it with your eyes. It's an optical illusion. It's how you're perceiving it, right? So I agree with that. You need instruments. Okay, let's use that instrument. You keep going, you keep going, you keep going, and eventually over the horizon, right? It's eventually going to happen. And then you see it again. What do? Get another instrument? No, because now you see it perfectly, right? With your instrument going over the horizon. So where's the debate there? How is it still flat? If your whole process of your mind is that water has to be flat, and there's no way water can curve, if that's your crazy philosophy, because that's what you believe in, that's what it's going to become. You're going to believe something that is a delusion, or it's something that at least you're not thinking, you're misinformed, something's there that's not getting to you. Something very valuable is right there in front of you, evidence, and it's just not clicking. No light bulb, nothing. It's just, oh, well, now I got to come up with the next lie to make up for that one. That's what a lot of people are like, and I'm sick and tired of that, because me, as a philosopher, I try to destroy that. Same thing like with anything, right? Christianity, flat earth, different other types of conspiracies, even some science I try to debunk, like time doesn't exist. Like, I use as much evidence and reasoning as possible, which is better than taking a scientist's word for it, a pastor's word for it, the Pope, the president. I don't give a fuck. I'm not taking anyone's word for nothing, especially not some fucking fool on YouTube not providing much evidence, just saying, well, this is indefinite. Oh, wait. How about you do this? How about you have a debate with someone like me, which I do this all the time. I'm a philosopher. I tell you guys this all the time. If you have something that you disagree with me about, we'll go live Skype when I'm home. We'll go live Skype. I'm not going to prepare for whatever the fuck we're dealing with. I'm just going to ask you questions and get down to the bottom of something. Because if you just spit out your flat earth religion to me, we got to stop every time. We got to be like, I know you want to go next. We got to pause there. Explain this shit. Okay, that doesn't make sense. Now, this is how it works, right? You know, spotlight goes around. Is that your logic? Well, how does it hold it up there? You got to ask these questions. Oh, something's holding up there. We just don't know what. Right? Well, okay, well, why does the round earth theory make too much sense? Like, how is it hard to debunk the regular theory if you're stuck in magic land that fucking this weird shit's happening? It's just weird as it is. Like, I don't even believe the numbers of we're going around in circles to, you know, sun at this mile an hour and all this stuff. Like, I don't even really subject myself to that. So you would say that I'm still 50-50 on if their numbers are genuine or accurate. But if you go on Google right now and say, how far away is the Earth from the sun? Well, that's going to be different depending on the season. Fall is going to be different than spring. Summer is going to be different than winter, right? It's just the truth. It's going to be a different distance. Maybe, I think, actually, spring and fall would be a closer number, right? But that number is always going to change. So if you go to Google and it gives you a number, that's not going to be accurate. How fast you're going around the sun is not going to be accurate, because when you're in an elliptical, there's times when you're pulled faster than other times, right? So the numbers aren't going to be accurate, and I get that, and I understand there's variables to everything. That's what philosophers should do. Understand there's variables. The science can't be that concrete if you have variables. So I agree with a lot of the flat earth theory in terms of different types of experiments that they did, but nothing is conclusive. You can't explain why that thing's rotating above the flat earth, yet we can't see it if it's flat. You can't explain that one. You can't explain the plane that goes over the horizon when the earth should be flat and it's water. Yeah, it's going to take you a long time. Yes, you need some high-powered telescope to examine, but all in all, that's the experiment. And then there's also these crazy flat earthers that are like, they're so into it. It's like a cult, man. They're so into it that they want to go all the way up into outer space to take a picture and see it firsthand that it's going to be a ball. It's got to be one of the most disturbing thoughts that could possibly encounter a flat earther's brain. What if it's a ball? No, it can't be. It can't be. It's like the same thing, like, if you were born into a world, like, if it actually was flat and everyone told you it was a ball, and you're like, is it really a ball? I mean, all the evidence is there, but is it flat? I mean, there's evidence for that too. And then you go up there, and then as a ball person, and see it's just flat. Let's say there's a firmament, and you couldn't get past the firmament. You know? Like, it would be that same, like, whoa, blow your mind type shit. Like, everything I thought of was a lie. It would be pretty wacky. Alright, so I'm going to digress a little bit. The Antarctic Treaty. There's a lot of theories and speculations on that, but it has nothing to do with the Earth being flat. And if it did, then, whoa, that would be fucking crazy, because nothing adds up. What would be the theory here of you can't see the ice wall? Could you take a picture of the ice wall? If you're spinning so fucking fast that is creating wind on Earth and all this other shit, all the shit that's quite obvious that we're spinning, especially on an axis which fluctuates. So we're definitely, if it's on a fucking, what are those things? A top? Is that what it's called? A top? And it's just spinning like that, okay, well, you just fly off the edge. If you're on that ice wall looking down in a fucking spacesuit, because there's probably not going to be oxygen, right, on that ice wall. I mean, come on, think logically here, flat earther. Think logically. What's going on when you take that picture there? You're going to be in a spacesuit looking in darkness, right? Maybe some stars. I don't know. I don't know what you think. You think the UFOs and in Hitler's corpse is going to come out and be like, you can't be here, boy. You know, like, what do you expect? What do you expect to have happen? Who's going to stop you? First off, no one fucking cares if the Earth is flat or round. See, this shouldn't even be a discussion because of two reasons. A, we've had that discussion for too many years unless you actually provide reason and evidence more valuable than what we already had. What are we talking about? Right? That's like saying 10,000 years ago we found out that the grass was green and we called it green. No, it's actually every other color but green. Okay. and it makes up the green. I mean, that's what science says now, right? So unless you can stop that one and be like, no, it's actually green. It's not every color but green that produces the green. It's, unless you can fix that and talk about that in that type of realm, what are we talking about? No, it's actually red. No, you're probably fucking colorblind. You're probably your perception's off. There's a problem with you mentally. Maybe you're delusional. Maybe you're schizophrenic. I don't know. Or maybe you just believe in stuff because you think you're God and you're starting a cult. I don't know. It could be a variety of things. So let's think about what kind of benefits would they have to keep that the Earth is flat from you. Does that mean you're the only thing in the universe? Probably not. Has nothing to do with that. If you think that they're keeping the Earth flat a secret, so we can't go somewhere else or something, or maybe there's a way out of the firmament, or I'm trying to figure the logic here. What are they keeping you secret for? And why does this revolve around your whole world? Trust me, it revolves around your whole world. My first 200 videos was basically bombarded by MGTOWs and flat earthers, two of which I have never said that I was. Never said that, I agree with or anything like that. In fact, I've always tried to debate them because they're the easiest to debate. So, I'm going to go ahead and ask that question again. What would they gain? And who is they? Well, you're going to have to come up with these as an addition to your lie, right? Everything about flat Earth is an addition to the lie. It's to keep the lie to sound okay. To keep the lie as in, this has to be valid because I created that spotlight and I created this realm and this whole world and I said it in a sophisticated way even though it's fucking retarded because no one's debating you. And I don't mean like a science guy debating you. I'm talking about just an average Joe. Being like, hey, well, this is actually how it works. That's observable. What are you talking about? Again, I'm going to digress. If you look at the world as if it's flat and you put it into your belief structure that's flat, it's going to be flat to you. That's how you perceive it. It's going to become flat. I've looked, like, in the majority of roads, you can see that we might be a little bit concaved. For the most part. Yeah, there's ups and downs and hills and valleys and stuff. But from what I've seen, the majority of what I've seen, if I'm on a flat road, if I look to the left of me, it's concaved a little bit. It goes up. Right? And if I look to the right of the road, it goes up. And I'm looking down right now, but I know that goes up. So what is going on with this? And I'm looking behind me right now, and it goes up. It's like I'm on the bottom part of the Earth right now. Why do we have that perception? Now, I'm not saying that we're in a concave world. I'm looking at it objectively right now. I'm saying there is no ball, there is no this, there is no that right now. Alright, I'm about to hit this toll plaza up, so I don't want this to take forever. I got 3 miles to finish this bad boy off. What do you think they're really doing? Keeping this information from us. Do you think this is a higher level of control? Do you think this is a way to conform our reality? What is it? Because I've heard a multitude of different reasons by flat earthers. In fact, like I said, for about a year, I used to love diving into their logic. Because usually I'd be like, what? What the fuck? There's a fucking spotlight? Like, explain this shit. And how does this spotlight go perfect with the moon and all this other shit, man? It's like, what are you talking about? It is kind of funky and freaky in many different levels of looking at it. And I would like a flat earther, if you're out there, if you're willing to do it, I suggest you give me a debate. You can do all your research, you can have all the stuff that you think that is going to be in your corner. I just can't see, like, remember I said why you shouldn't buy gold? Because if shit hits the fan, or the whole reason why you have gold, other than making a investment, let's say, because you're going to sell it when it's worth more, unless you're doing that, if you're doing it because the shit hits the fan and it's going to be the only thing that's worth anything, we're going to go back to gold. Okay, give that gold to the farmer over there. Farmer's going to be like, no, if money ain't worth nothing, that fucking thing's going to be a paperweight. That's going to be nothing to me. Well, the same thing's going to apply when you're looking at flat Earth, okay? So that thing goes over the horizon. That's where we stop the conversation. We can't go any further. Until you explain that, we can't go any further. And I can't bow down to whatever you say because there's a horizon. The evidence is there. I don't know where to go from there. And if you can figure that one out, I would love to have a debate with you. So I guess that's it for this video. Stay tuned for more content. Plenty more coming. See you guys.